What's happening, everybody, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Open Studio, coming to you right here on your favorite DSTV channel 263 with myself. I go by the name of Brad Roman, and today it's all about the lights, the cameras, and the action, as we'll be chatting all about a huge and rather hit project that's currently happening right here in South Africa, titled Shout. And to help us in on that, we are joined by two beautiful ladies who goes by the name of Laura as well as Christine, who will be giving us all the ins and outs with regards to a Shout. Ladies, welcome to Open Studio.
Thank you very much.
Before we get into actual conversation with regards to this big musical, can you just briefly explain to our viewers about yourself and also the work that you're doing?
My name is Laura, and I am a theatre enthusiast, a performer, and I'm a teacher during the day. I teach at Bosman High School. And I just quickly want to say that Christine and I are actually not the only actresses in this. We're actually representing one of five. So we're missing our three other girls today. But yeah, during the day I teach, and at night I'm a showgirl.
Wow, and you, Christine?
So my name is Christine. I play Blue Girl in Shout. Also, just love the theatre, so do it as a hobby after hours. And during the day, I work in retail, in buying and planning.
Wow. Shout. The word shout, it sounds massive, it sounds huge. What is it all about?
Well, Shout it's a huge musical that deals with women's issues. It traces the journey of five women from the 60s into the 70s, at a time when women were breaking free of a lot of the old restrictions that they had, coming out of an era of women had to fit a certain mold and behave in a certain way. So it traces that journey through five women, five very different women.
Wow, that sounds very, very interesting. Now, Christine, I'm pretty sure that before you guys, while doing your brainstorming to come up with this idea of doing this musical Shout, I'm sure that you guys must have had like an aim and a vision as to why you want to do this particular piece. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure. So although it's set in the 60s and some people may think it's a little bit dated, a lot of the issues that we're dealing with in the musical are still relevant to women today. So it's set in the 60s, which is a few years ago, and the music comes from that era. The music is fun and lively and entertaining, but we're dealing with issues that women still deal with today, which is, I think, the message that we really wanted to get across.
Yeah, and also, Christine, as Christine just mentioned, that this is more based on women. Why do you think you wanted to get involved with this project? Why did you think that, well, this is for me, I'm going to do this?
I think not only is it message-based, that there's this idea of women and liberation, but also it's just a wonderful musical. It's got the most phenomenal musical numbers. It's got music that even the younger generation will know. So it's high energy, it's fun, and it carries some deep meaning. So I got involved with it for a combination of those reasons.
Yeah, and also I know that, Christine, that Shout is not just about entertainment, but also tackle female issues, right? Can you please share with us more of those?
Sure. So one of the issues, I guess, that we're dealing with was, this happened before the sexual revolution, so women were expected to just look pretty and make sure that their hair and makeup is done nicely and wait for their husbands to come home. So gender equality is also a big issue that we're dealing with, that we talk to. The sexual revolution, one of the girls turns out to be gay. So there are a lot of issues that we're dealing with. Yeah. Yeah,
and also I know that this musical has been coming on since back then. It started in the 1960s. Would you say, Laura, that the issues is still relevant to women?
Absolutely, I would. I think today we still tackle things where we are supposed to look a certain way, behave a certain way in order to be attractive, to be accepted. So I definitely think so. Women have struggled and still continue to struggle. Okay.
And also, where is this kicking off, this musical? Where does it showcase? How can we get a hold of it?
We're on at Grand West at the Roxy Review Bar. We've started performances already, and we run Thursday to Sundays until the 26th of November.
And how has it been like thus far? Have you guys, because you obviously had an aim that you want to reach this amount of audience, has everything led up to expectations?
It's getting there. I think because it's not such a well-known name, people say Shout. I haven't heard of that before.
Yeah.
Whereas something more well-known, people might flock to. But we are aiming to put a lot more audiences into the Roxy Review Bar, and it's such a beautiful venue. And Grand West is fabulous. You can come and see a show, go and have something to eat, you know, hang out. It's really, really a great place, and I know the musical will go down very well to everybody.
I'm sure it will. And what was the whole process like? Did you guys have to audition to get this particular part in this as a role in this musical?
Yes, we did. The audition process is incredibly stressful and traumatic sometimes. Yes, we had to go through a number of auditions. The final one being a sort of a workshop where there would be 5 of us together and trying different combinations of it. So, and then we have been rehearsing for the last 8 weeks. So it's actually been quite a quick process. We all work during the day or study or whatever, so we only rehearse during the evenings and on weekends. And so for the last 2 months, we've been full steam ahead rehearsing, and we've put together a wonderful show.
Wow, man. And also a very important question I want to ask. I don't want to sound too corny, Laura. We all know that women love to read magazines. They love the magazines, whether it's for clothing or for shoes, whatever. Would you say the advice given in it is always, can be trusted?
Wow. Difficult to diss magazines on TV. I think sometimes we need to take what comes in a magazine with a pinch of salt. If we talk specifically about adverts, I think we need to remember that whatever we see has been possibly photoshopped to death, and that real women don't always look like that, and that hair product is not going to make you look like that. And then the advice given, I think sometimes as well, is more generic advice, and we have to be cautious that we don't suck up everything that we read, which is exactly one of the things we deal with in Shout, is how women of the 60s were so desperate for some form of help and advice that they would take anything that they could get, and often that led them down the wrong path.
You want to add up to that, Christine?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I love magazines, but more for kind of fashion and trend inputs. I completely agree with Laura that you have to take what is there with a pinch of salt. But I do still feel that the pressure is still there for us. I mean, you know, from all of those sources to look a certain way. So we have to be careful, I guess, with what we take in from those.
Yeah. Man, oh man, guys, I'm so loving today's topic in studio as we are chatting to 2 beautiful girls, or females, giving us all the ins and outs with regards to a #1 hit musical titled Shout. Let's go have a quick ad break to not go in it, because when we come back, this discussion will continue right here in studio. We'll see you back right after this.